Harvey Weinstein is the exception most accused of r.ape arent c.harged. The bombshell Harvey Weinstein sexual abuse report that kickstarted the Me Too movement was published by the New York Times on October 5. On May 25, he was formally charged with rape and criminal sex acts involving 2 women. Many survivors, including actresses Rose McGowan and Asia Argento, celebrated on Twitter. Handcuffs on one of Hollywood's, formerly, most powerful men is an image many never expected to see. Up until very recently very few, if any, of these men have faced any criminal consequences, said Roberta Kaplan, a prominent lawyer and co-founder of the Time's Up Legal Defense Fund. That seems to be changing, both with the conviction of Bill Cosby and the indictment of Harvey Weinstein. Since October, more than 150 high-profile men have been accused of sexual misconduct, yet even as #Me Too critics say it's gone too far in taking men's reputations and careers, only a fraction of those men face lawsuits of any kind, let alone criminal charges. The relative lack of legal consequences reflects what many in the U.S. experience when it comes to sexual assault. According to the Rape, Abuse and Incest National Network, out of every 1,000 rapes, a myriad of factors contribute to low reporting and conviction, one of which has been brought up in the examples of Weinstein, Cosby and others: statute of limitations. A statute of limitation is essentially a time limit for victims to file charges, and they vary by state. In California, for instance, the statute of limitations on non-aggravated rape is 6 years. McGowan says Weinstein raped her more than 10 years ago. Cosby was accused of sexual misconduct by 60 women, but all of the accusations were too old to prosecute except Andrea Constance. Cosby was charged just weeks before Pennsylvania's unusually lengthy statute of limitations on sex crimes was about to expire. This charge ultimately led to his conviction. Statute of limitations combined with ingrained sexist attitudes about what consent means has been the single greatest inhibitor to criminal cases being brought, Kaplan said. Both of those inhibitors, however, are changing. Several states have passed laws easing the statute of limitations for sexual assault and abuse, particularly in cases of child abuse when there's often a delay of many years before they, as an adult, are able to talk about what happened to them as a child, Kaplan said. Kaplan also notes that jurors' attitudes are changing, stating that a Georgia jury's decision Thursday to award $1 billion to a woman who was raped by a security guard wouldn't have happened a year ago. I think what we're seeing again with the prosecution of Cosby is that Me Too has brought about a revolution not only on the internet, but in jurors' perceptions as well, Kaplan said. In the past people would either consciously or unconsciously believe women were to blame if they were raped. I think we're getting away from that now, and people believe it's not the women's fault, it's the rapist's fault. Of American women who didn't report their sexual assault, 20% feared retaliation and 13% believed reporting it to the police wouldn't help, according to the Department of Justice. The National Sexual Violence Resource Center notes a number of emotional reasons for choosing not to come forward, as well, including many of these concerns, however, from the reactions of friends and family to the fear of being doubted, are changing with Me Too, advocates say. I think the real live question right now is whether we're going through a period of dramatic change. A depressingly low percentage of accused rapists are convicted. But often what we see is not changes in facts, but what's crucial is how people, jurors and juries, perceive that fact, and I think what we're seeing is a revolutionary change in how people think about sexual abuse and assault, Kaplan said. I think we're going to see higher conviction rates going forward. Harvey Weinstein has become a symbol of the Me Too movement not only because of that bombshell report and the sheer volume of women who have come out against him, but because many women who never see their rapists do a perp walk recognized the stories of aggression, arrogance, power, entitlement, and the ability to get away with it. Now getting away with it seems less of a given.